Breaking: Hillary in hiding 24 hours after Grammy appearance as Repulsive sex secret emerges. Every day, the allegations of sexual misconduct keep getting more and more numerous. From coast to coast, it seems that the powerful have been literally forcing their sadistic will on those who they believe they can keep quiet, and it's been working. We just recently saw a representative of the United States to the Olympics for the past 30-some-odd years get a 175-year prison sentence for molesting gymnast after gymnast, and no one was smart enough to see the signs. Sadly, this pandemic is being politicized, and both sides of the aisle want to point to the other. The last presidential election was riddled with talks of sexism and possible misconduct. And of course, the woman was pointing to the man, saying that he was the only one capable of being guilty of such a thing. But that wasn't entirely true. As it turns out, the Hillary campaign is connected to more than one perv with a record harassment and even outright assault. The Daily Caller reports that a billionaire who is not only a big donor for the Clinton Foundation, but has a close connection with John Podesta, Hillary's right-hand man, is guilty of some of the worst acts imaginable. Reclusive Swiss billionaire Hans-Georg Wyss, one of the Democrats' biggest and most secretive donors, is currently under investigation for a 2011 sexual assault, as originally reported in a handwritten complaint by his former employee Jacqueline Long. The current status of the investigation was confirmed by a November 30, 2017 document obtained by the DCNF Daily Caller News Foundation in a case titled State vs. Hans-Georg Wyss. The document was from the office of Frederick M. Knapp, the Morris County, New Jersey, prosecutor. The document confirmed the receipt of sexual paraphernalia from Long, including a purple vibrator. She alleged in the complaint the device was used by Wyss as a weapon during the assault against her. At this point, we can safely say that if he really did those things, he a bad person. However, there are bad people everywhere, and what has it got to do with the Hillary Clinton campaign, or the Clinton Foundation? Well, that's an excellent question. Apparently, he has given hundreds of millions of dollars to Clinton, and others with similar political agendas. Wyss has ties to Hillary Clinton, the Clinton Foundation and John Podesta, Clinton 2016 presidential campaign chairman. Although he is not as well known as other liberal mega-donor billionaires like George Soros and Tom Steyer, Wyss has given hundreds of millions of dollars to progressive activist groups through his private foundations. In just 2014 and 2015, the Wyss Foundation reported in its Form 990 filings with the Internal Revenue Service it gave $110 million to progressive activist groups. His foundation also donated several $1 million to non-activist organizations such as Yale University, the Salvation Army and food pantries. His foundation assets were nearly $2.2 billion according to a 2015 filing. The Swiss citizen sits on the board of the Progressive Center for American Progress, founded by Podesta from 2009 to 2013. Podesta also sat on the board of Wyss HJW Foundation and served as a consultant, personally pocketing $87,000. According to his 2013 White House financial disclosure, Wyss donated $5 million to the Clinton Foundation in December 2013 to support key progress women and girls have made in the 20 years since the UN Fourth World Conference on Women. According to the foundation website, Wyss also was the architect for an aggressive $100 million democracy program in 2016, which sought to create urge of registration and substantially advancing the Wyss Foundation policy agenda, according to a memo obtained by the Washington Free Beacon. This is not the first time Wyss has had a run-in with the law. He gained notoriety when his company, known as SINS, Incorporated, conducted surgical procedures on patients, procedures that lacked approval from the Food and Drug Administration. 5 people died following the illegal medical procedures. U.S. Assistant Attorney Mary Crowley, who led the SINS prosecution, told federal judge Legram Davis that Wyss firm SED these people, these elderly patients, as guinea pigs. She called it human experimentation, noting, "They all have undermined the fundamental procedural protections that separate a civilized society from an uncivilized society when it comes to human experimentation." 4 top executives from the Pennsylvania firm served time in prison, but Wyss walked free under the Obama Justice Department despite being named person number 7 in the federal indictment. Federal prosecutors originally identified Wyss as the CEO who repeatedly approved the illegal surgical operations. Over and over we see the proof that liberals like the Clintons only have morals when it's helpful for their political career to have them. They are compassionate when they need votes, and stand up for the weak when they on a platform passing out campaign promises, but not when the weak are being attacked. It's obvious there are many accusations of improper activity that are made up just for the purpose of exploiting the rich and famous. However, sometimes a victim is so determined to make sure that their attacker gets justice, that they are willing to share the details of their horrific attack. This was one of those cases. So, for the purpose of making sure that the world knows her version of what happened, here a detailed account from our source. Warning: the details of this attack could be disturbing to some. At the New Jersey hotel, Wiss assaulted Long physically and sexually, according to her police complaint. Me screaming, "Oh stop it," she wrote in her own handwriting to police. He grabbed my teeth with his left hand and ripped my mouth open. He inserted a vibrator into my vagina and almost suffocated me by putting his fist into my mouth. I struggled and pushed. I thought for sure he was going to kill me, she wrote. I left that hotel room sick and in pain, she told police in the statement. She returned to Boulder and stayed in bed for weeks. The physical sickness of this event was devastating, she told police. Wiss also allegedly threatened to stop his financial support for her daughter if she broke up with him, according to Long. She probably one of the first who took on powerful men over sexual misconduct, recalled Boulder Police Chief Tom Kobe in an interview with the DCNF. He personally knew the Boulder resident and counseled her about her relationship with Wiss. After the attack, I had breakfast with Jackie at the Hotel Boulderado. She broke down during breakfast. This thing had happened and it was terrible. She was quite shaken and Jackie does and shake too easily, Kobe said. Hans had her in a bind in terms of helping Jackie heal her daughter, who had some serious health addiction issues. Colby added that was what was keeping Jackie in the relationship, and she didn't have a lot of money. She was still clinging to the hope she could save her daughter and that she had these things she wanted to do with these organizations working on detention homes and shelters in Boulder and in Denver, Kobe recalled. I said, Aki, you have to get out of the relationship. You cannot do things based on an unequal relationship. This relationship has gone evil, Kobe told the DCNF. Kevin Kinnear, a Boulder attorney who has known Long for decades, told the DCNF she changed after the alleged attack, from a successful, friendly, outgoing person to a withdrawn, shell-shocked individual. She became a different human being, to kind of a hell and shell-shocked. Right after the attack, then her daughter died and her mother died, Kinnear told the DCNF. It kind of unimaginable to me. The physical abuse she described, I can comprehend it. And act like that and bullying her in that relationship, then with her daughter, it was deeply affecting, he told the DCNF. Although the alleged assault occurred in 2011, Long instead focused on her daughter's condition after the incident. Collie died on December 12, 2013. Long traveled to Morris Township 3 months later and filed her handwritten complaint. Long told the police her daughter had died. That is why I am free now to report this incident, she wrote in her March 12, 2014 complaint.